Hey there, and welcome to Astrology for the People. This is for the full moon, supermoon in Taurus on Monday the 14th of November at 11:53 Australian Eastern Standard Time. So for you daylight savings beauties, it is actually on the 15th at 53 minutes past midnight. Oh, wow, guys. So there's a really powerful choice in this chart, and that's the main thing that I really want to dive into with you today. So when we have a sun-moon opposition, as with any full moon, we can choose to align with the solar energy or we can choose to align with the lunar energy. And depending on the planets that are in aspect to each of these bodies, celestial bodies, will depend on our experience. So it really shows the extent to which we really do have choice. Now, the fascinating thing about this chart in particular is we have the supermoon. So we have our lunar energy particularly strong and particularly powerful. According to NASA, it's the biggest supermoon in 70 years. And then on the other hand, we have this incredible collection of planets aspecting down in Scorpio. And of course, across to Pluto in Capricorn as well. Pluto rules Scorpio, so that's a real extension of that energy. And what we're really seeing is, a power in this supermoon that is necessary to rival the power at its opposite. I find it really fascinating that the timing of the supermoon is in Taurus, so it's this opposite polar point to this incredibly powerful Scorpion energy that we're experiencing at the moment. So what I really want to put on the table for you is the two choices that are showing up with this full moon. And what we're seeing is down in Scorpio, the sun is conjunct Black Moon Lilith, and this incredible deep feminine power that has been suppressed, and so there is also a lot of rage and a lot of stuff that needs to be cleared there. We also have the sextile to Pluto in Capricorn, and so with this happening down in Scorpio, what we're seeing is a real invitation into power through connection. Meanwhile, up in Taurus, we have the tendency to want to lock within ourselves and become self-contained so as not to be vulnerable. We have the tendency towards seeking comfort, particularly through food, comfort eating, just staying in bed and not leaning into the opportunities that this power is presenting. Now, I don't want to put down the Taurian approach, because with the kind of power that we're looking at, it's really understandable that there's going to be a big pull back towards comfort, because this deep Scorpion power is totally out of our comfort zone. It's deeply vulnerable. It's really kind of unknown territory for a lot of us to lean into connection and be vulnerable in such a way as we can experience our full power. So particularly for women, but also for men who have a feminine aspect as well. I speak of women in this case because Black Moon Lilith is the feminine power that has been suppressed throughout our history as a patriarchy. And when that power is suppressed, we actually feel unsafe in it. To feel powerful is very unfamiliar to us. And so what Taurus offers is what seems to be a safe alternative to this true power, which is control. Now, it's not actually a safe alternative, because it does tend to just throw a stick in the cogs, and things don't work as well. And, it's a safety point that we can come back to. And it's important that we use it in a helpful way in this powerful time to ground into our bodies as a way to experience our power and feel safe. But the opportunity here is to open to a level of spiritual power and open to a level of feminine power that is completely unprecedented, that we have not experienced to date in human history. So, it really is the rise of the Western women right now. And what we're seeing is, not only in women, but also in men, the opening up of emotion, the opening up of deep intuition, the opening up of deep magnetism. And a lot of people are encountering this through their relationships at the moment with Jupiter in Libra, and through sex. So there's a big opportunity for a massive sexual opening to happen at the moment as well, where we can give up the old way of just going through the motions and being very in body and very physically focused, very kind of practical and also aesthetically focused, to dropping into the deep power that's available through sexual union, for dropping into that deep connection where we can become more of ourselves by becoming truly naked with another person and bearing our souls. So this is the invitation, this full moon. Yes, it's scary, you know, for a lot of us. Not only have we not felt safe being vulnerable emotionally and spiritually, but a lot of times in history, women have actually been persecuted for being in their power. So you think of the witch burnings, you think of this, you know, an entire history where we weren't encouraged to be in our power. We were told to stay small, be seen and not heard, speak when spoken to. And this is how we're raised as children as well. When children first start to explore power during the narcissistic and Oedipal phases of development in toddlerhood, our feelings are not welcomed. Generally, you know, there is obviously a movement of conscious parenting now that's supporting children to test their power within safe boundaries and feel safe within that. But it's not something that most of us have experienced. So now we actually need to give that support to ourselves. We really need to let ourselves know that it is safe to rise now. It is safe to claim our power. And, you know, yes, tall poppies still get cut down out in the world, and there's going to be some protection that we need to create for ourselves in a learning process as we start to bring this power outwards. But while we start inwards with the people who we feel safe with, we can really start to explore how that feels. You know, how does it feel in my body to be connected to my sensuality and my sexuality, and to move with that and be grounded in that, and allow that to be part of my expression. You know, so my video cut out, and I'm back with you for one last important note to take away from this, which is if we can utilize the supportive power of this full moon and ground into our bodies, that is where we can find our safe place to start exploring this power. So one really beautiful practical way that you can start to experiment with this is when you feel a rush of excitement, or you feel a rush of pleasure, or a rush of any kind of emotion, rather than tensing, breathe into your belly and create some space for that to move through your body. Let this be the one thing that you practice this full moon, and continue to open into what you're feeling, and you can harness this scorpion power rather than retreating into unconscious Taurus energy that will really want to shut people out and shut things down with food. So if you notice yourself doing that, I encourage you to practice opening into what you're feeling, relaxing into what you're feeling, creating a safe space for yourself to feel what you're feeling by letting yourself know that it's okay and you're lovable and it's okay to be feeling this. We can create some mental structures and some belief structures that help us to feel safe in our experience. So I encourage you to do that. Don't beat yourself up too much if you do find yourself eating some chocolate cake when stuff gets a bit intense, because it is a Taurus supermoon and we are human. But if we know about this choice, we can keep aligning with the area of growth and the area of light that's available to us right now, which is where the sun is. In Scorpio, sextile Pluto, conjunct Black Moon Lila. Let's transform and let the deep feminine rise, beautiful people. Speaking of which, I have a deep feminine activation which I'm recording. I will put the link in the comments of this video, and I will also put the link to the deep feminine coaching information video that I just did this morning that I'm so excited about. So don't hesitate to have a squiz at those. Let me know what you think. Please like, share, subscribe. If there's someone who you feel this may be supportive for, send it their way. Send them my love, and may the sun and light be with you, beautiful people. So much love. Talk soon. Bye.